In this video, we will show you the installation process of the Lara Systems device, step by step. Lara Systems is an automated air duct disinfection system that introduces the disinfectant solution into the system by connecting to the air handling unit and the air duct network. For proper operation, professional placement, precise installation, and compliance with occupational safety regulations are of utmost importance. The installation must always be performed by a competent professional experienced in the assembly of ventilation and mechanical systems. Before starting work, ensure that the installation environment is safe, the necessary tools are available, and the work performed on the air handling unit does not endanger the operation of either the equipment or the building. Before starting the installation, prepare the necessary occupational safety equipment. You will need safety goggles, work gloves, and rubber gloves. Tools required for installation: a drill, 78mm hole saw, 2 water pump pliers, diagonal cutters, a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, as well as cable ties, a utility knife, and tape measure. The work area must be prepared in such a way that there are no loose wires, moving parts, pressurized, or improperly secured connections in the way during installation. Before installation, verify that the work does not affect any mechanical elements that could influence the safe operation of the air handling unit. 2 boxes are included in the Lara Systems installation package. As a first step, open the packages and check if all necessary accessories are available. 1 box contains the Lara Systems device itself, the mounting base, the filter housing, the filter cartridge, and the power cord. To identify the device, look for the data plate. This is located on the back of the device, next to the power connector. The data plate contains the data required for identifying and technically checking the device. The other box contains the pipe system for the device. 2 pipes as standard, as well as the spay nozzles to be installed in the air duct or at the appropriate point of the air handling unit. The Lara Systems device has 3 connection points. The basic package comes with 2 pipes, and the third can be purchased separately as an accessory package. If any part is missing, damaged, or cannot be clearly identified, do not begin the installation. In such a case, contact the distributor or manufacturer support and only continue the work after replacing the missing or defective parts. Important: the packages do not contain screws. The screws required for mounting must be provided separately according to the characteristics of the installation site. If all tools are available and the contents of the packages are in order, we can begin the installation. The first step is to designate and install the supply point or points. The first spray head, also known as the spray nozzle, should ideally be connected to the air handling unit, or if this is not possible, to the supply air duct system. The second and third pipes are installed into the air duct system. When designating the supply points, you must first determine which system point each pipe will be connected to. Pipe 1 should preferably be connected directly to the air handling unit, at a point where the connection does not endanger the operation, maintainability, or safety of the air handler. If it cannot be connected directly into the air handling unit, the air duct is also suitable. The number and position of the spray heads are determined by the cross-section of the air duct, the design of the air duct network, and the volume of treated air. Under an air volume of 40,000 cubic meters per hour, the use of 1 blue pipe is generally sufficient. However, for air volumes exceeding 40,000 cubic meters per hour, or in the case of a branching air duct network, the use of a third, optional pipe may also become necessary. In this case, the additional pipes, pipes 2 and 3, must be routed to appropriate points in the air duct system, in accordance with the network design and the position of the branches. When using multiple spray nozzles, the goal is to distribute the disinfectant material evenly in the airflow so that it properly reaches every affected branch. When selecting the installation points, one of the most important rules is that the injected disinfectant liquid must not come into direct contact with the sound damper. Therefore, the heads must be installed on a section where the vaporized disinfectant is allowed to enter the supply airflow without obstruction. Once we have determined the appropriate supply point and ensured that it is located after the sound damper, on a suitable airflow section, we can move on to the physical installation. When installing the supply head, first check the direction of the airflow. The arrow on the base of the pipe indicates the spray nozzle direction. The head must always be inserted so that the direction of the arrow on the mounting base matches the direction of the airflow. If the air duct is equipped with insulation, the insulation around the designated installation point must first be carefully opened up. Create the necessary opening on the air duct at the designated point using the 78 mm hole saw. The supply head is secured to the air duct with a self-tapping screw. After screwing, always check that the head fits properly, does not wobble, and the mounting is secure. The second step, mounting the Lara systems. The Lara systems can be placed in several ways. It can be mounted on the side of the air handling unit, on a wall, or even on a separately purchased mounting stand. Note: it is important that the device must not be placed directly on the ground because it draws air from below during operation. Free air movement must always be ensured under and in the immediate vicinity of the device. Before finalizing, the distance to the supply points must also be considered, since the length of the connecting pipe included in the package is 6 meters, so the device must be positioned so that the designated supply points can be reached within this pipe length without tension. First, let's look at mounting on the support stand, which we also used here on site. First, firmly secure the support stand to the designated location. Ensure that the stand is perfectly horizontal, stable, and that the device cannot shift during later use. Next, attach the base belonging to the device onto the support structure. The Lara Systems device must be slid onto this base, into its place. If you want to mount the device on the side of the air handling unit, the procedure is fundamentally similar, but in this case, there is no need for the separate accessory stand. Before mounting, always open the doors of the air handling unit and thoroughly check that there are no parts, wires, filters, heat exchangers, moving elements, or maintenance areas behind the chosen surface that would be endangered by drilling or mounting. Only start drilling the device into place once you are convinced that the installation can be performed safely. In the case of wall mounting, the load-bearing capacity of the wall and the accessibility of the device must be checked. Regardless of the placement method, the device must be stable, accessible, and the pipe, water, and electrical connections must not be under tension. After successfully mounting the device and the supply heads, the third step is to cut the pipe lengths to size and then connect them. After placing the device, measure the distance between the supply point and the corresponding connection on the Lara Systems device. When measuring, leave enough slack so that the pipe does not stretch, kink, and does not get too close to sharp edges, hot surfaces, or moving parts. The pipes included in the package must be cut to size if necessary. If the pipe is longer than needed, cut it to the appropriate length, and make sure to leave the inner blue pipe slightly, about 1 centimeter, longer than the outer, thicker pipe. The inner, thinner pipe is responsible for conveying the disinfectant liquid. First, the transparent pipe located inside this inner, thinner blue pipe must be connected to the device, and then the thicker blue pipe, which ensures airflow, must be pulled over it. Once both pipes are in place, secure the connection with a clamping nut. Tighten the clamping nut so that the joint is stable, but the pipe is not damaged. A connection that is too loose can cause leaks or connection failures, while over-tightening can damage the pipe or the connector. Repeat the same operation for the connection of every additional pipe. At the end of the installation, secure the pipes with cable ties or appropriate zip ties. The goal is for the lines to run safely along a tidy route, not hang into the workspace, not get caught, and not get damaged during future operation or maintenance. Following this, we can move on to step 4, establishing the waterside connection. First, let's look at the conditions. For the stable operation of the Lara Systems device, a fixed water pressure of 2 bars must always be provided. The water connected to the machine must come from a separately built system that is capable of maintaining this pressure for the entire duration of the disinfection cycle. If the water pressure drops below 2 bars during the cycle, the device may indicate an error. Furthermore, drinking water quality must be provided for the device. The water connection point must be established with a 3/8-inch internal thread connection, as the machine comes with a 3/8-inch external thread connection point. In addition, a shutoff valve must always be installed before the device so that the machine can be disconnected from the water network if necessary. Finally, a water filter must be installed at the end point of the water connection. The function of the water filter is to protect the device from impurities coming from the water network. If all conditions are met, the water connection must be hooked up to the connection point located at the bottom of the device. Then, apply the red retaining ring, which prevents accidental loosening of the connection and increases the security of the joint. Once the water side connection is complete, carefully turn the water onto the system. At this time, check that there are no leaks at the filter, at the connection points, or at the bottom of the device. If any leakage is visible, do not put the system into operation. Shut off the water, check the connections, and only continue commissioning after fixing the error. Our final, fifth step, before turning it on, is connecting the device to the electrical grid. The device can be operated from a 230-volt AC mains voltage, and its energy consumption is 150 watts. A C16 circuit breaker is required for the power supply, and installing a residual current device, FI relay, in the network is mandatory. The power cable must be plugged into the power connector located on the back of the device. When routing the cable, make sure it is not under tension, does not come into contact with sharp edges, hot surfaces, moving parts, or wet surfaces. Only connect the device to the electrical grid after the mechanical mounting, pipe connections, and water side connection have been checked. Finally, after the mechanical, water side, and electronic checks, we turn on the device. The power button is located on the back of the device. Under the power cable connection, a rocker switch. When the Lara Systems inscription appears on the display, it indicates that the device has started up and is ready for operation. If the device displays an E.net error, it is not automatically connecting to the central server. In such a case, it can also be connected to the internet using a LAN cable. The network connection is important because the operation, monitoring, and settings of the device can be checked through the system's online application. The installation is considered complete when the device is physically securely mounted. The pipe and water connections are proper, the electrical connection is safe, and the system is accessible online. If Lara Systems shows any other errors, our troubleshooting tutorial videos are accessible by clicking the link below, in which we go through the various procedures one by one. With this, the installation of the Lara Systems device is complete. Thank you for your attention. In our next setup video, we will show you how to check the operation of the spray nozzle, insert the disinfectant, and set up the application.